What's going on, everybody? Kyle Malzahn, joined by Carson Fowler on WFRV Plus Sports Night. Pleased to be joined by all of y'all as we talk a little Packers, talk a little sports in a place that they call Titletown, man. I mean, it is cold. Lambeau Field, Sunday, Packers, Bears. Doesn't get much better than this. 3:25 kickoff. The NFL flex this game, and when they flex it, you had no idea that the Bears are going to be the number 1 seed.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, very crazy.
If you had told me that into week 14 now, that the Bears would be leading the division, having won 9 of their last 10, I'd have been like, get out of town.
Well, it's unprecedented because this is the first time that the Bears have had the number 1 seed in the NFC this late into the season since 2006. You were still in pull-ups in 2006. Yeah. I was just graduating 3rd grade, man. I was just in 3rd grade. I was just a little Kyle Malzahn.
Yeah, I was 4 years old.
Evans Elementary. Shout out Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, man. But this is also unprecedented because this is the first time since 2012 that the Packers and Bears will meet this late into the regular season with winning records.
Wow.
So when you talk about the Bears still suck, they have sucked, but they don't suck anymore.
I would say even with winning records aside, I feel like we haven't had a game of this caliber with this many implications, with this much meaning between these two teams in a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, the regular season finale last year, I mean, everything was in the bag for the Packers. They had nothing to play for in that game. And then you go back 2 years prior where the Packers at the end of the regular season, all they had to do was win, and they would be in the playoffs going against Detroit at Lambeau Field last week of the regular season. And Aaron Rodgers failed to do it, walked out of Lambeau Field, and in came Jordan Love. And now we have Jordan Love, Caleb Williams. What you thought was going to be a project for Caleb Williams, he has suddenly put it all together. And now you have 2 young quarterbacks going to carry on this rivalry when it meets the 211th meeting in this historic, meetup.
Is it crazy to say that I think the Packers are going to, I think it's going to be a bloodbath for the
Oh,
Bears.
yeah.
I think the Bears are going to meet their maker. Caleb Williams has one of the worst completion percentages in the NFL. The Packers love to blitz, love to get after the quarterback, and they can do it with only 4 guys.
Like you're saying it's a bloodbath because the Packers are going to beat them?
Oh, I think badly.
Oh, wow.
I think that this Packers defense is going to overwhelm the Bears.
I don't. I think this is going to be another game where you grind it out to the finish.
I just don't. I think this is the first game that we're going to see where the Packers really put it together. A lot of the Packers' strengths line up well against what the Bears don't do well.
But the Bears, okay, you just lost your best run stopper within Devontae Wyatt.
True, but I feel like it wasn't. The run game wasn't bad defensively when he was out before either.
Right.
Colby Wooden had stepped up and been making plays.
But look at Rico Dowdle in the Panthers.
Fair. But Devontae Wyatt was playing in that game.
He got injured that game.
Really?
Pretty sure.
He definitely played. He definitely played though.
And he was injured and exited, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a big one, man.
Yeah, I'm a believer that this is going to be a game that surprises a lot of people.
Before we get into the quirks of this upcoming game, let's go back before we go forward. Just real quick, what was your overarching takeaway from the, 33-26 win over the Lions, Packers?
Is it 31-24?
Sure, something like that.
My overall takeaway.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
I loved how aggressive Matt LaFleur was. A lot of this year, I've been like, all right, buddy, it's time to stop running the ball, put the ball in Jordan Love's hands, and boy, did he ever.
I think what stuck out to me after taking a second to think, I just like that everything flowed.
Yeah.
Nothing felt forced. They didn't run it 3 times in a row just to get 9 yards. They never threw it on a first down where you feel like they needed to pick up a long gain or go for it on 3rd down when they didn't have, or on 4th down when they didn't have to, getting it 3 times when they did. I just like that the game plan never felt stale.
Like it made sense.
Yeah.
You knew that
you ran the ball 30 times versus throwing the ball 30 times. Like it wasn't like you weren't balanced.
The game plan made sense because Matt LaFleur had to match whatever Dan Campbell's going to cook up. You knew that he was going to be aggressive, and Matt LaFleur matched it. And that speaks to the confidence that he has within Jordan Love and the confidence he has within Micah Parsons' defense. Yes,
Yep.
I said it. Micah Parsons' defense. This is Micah Parsons' defense right now. Unreal what he's doing. 2.5 sacks, becoming the first NFL player in the history of the game to start his career out with 12.5 sacks for 5 straight years?
He'd probably be the defensive player of the year if it wasn't for Myles Garrett. Yeah.
Your crush?
My guy.
Your guy.
Different. Sorry.
But this was an impressive win on Thanksgiving. The Packers love playing on Thanksgiving. They walk away victorious. And not only do they walk away victorious, they walk away with the bring out the broom and a little sweep over those Detroit Lions, baby. I mean,
What, first time in 3 years?
first time since 2020, I believe.
Wow.
2020, man. It's been a very long time for this to come. And now they're sitting 3-0 in the division, and they only trail the Bears in a win on Sunday. They're back in first place.
Isn't it so crazy? If they win that game, they are in control of the North. They are making their case for the NFC's number 1 seed, potentially, barring some losses elsewhere. However, if they lose, they're a game and a half behind the Bears with 4 games to go.
You still have one matchup with the Bears.
Absolutely.
In Chicago.
That's absolutely true. So you can get one back there. But you got a pretty tough schedule aside from that.
You got
Denver on the road.
You got the 10-2 Denver Broncos who have won 9 in a row.
And I don't think they've lost at home this year.
It's tough. And then you
have the Ravens.
And then you got the Lamar Jackson Ravens, baby.
And I know they haven't been playing well, but Lamar Jackson's Lamar Jackson. Doesn't matter.
He can turn it on.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And they also have number 22, Derrick King Henry in the backfield.
Yes, very true. So
this game is...
it's big.
I feel like every week we sit down here and say, this is the biggest game of their season.
Because
this is the biggest game.
The biggest game was last week. It's right now. And if they win that one, it's the next one.
Week.
And even if they lose it, their shot at the NFC North is on the line. They got to win out.
You said yesterday you're in the passenger seat for the NFC's number 1 seed if you win this game.
Yep. Not in the driver's seat yet.
But you're right. You're in the front.
By the time you go to bed, you could be. Could be. Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun because, dare I say, you just mentioned the strength of the schedule upcoming and how well some of these teams have been playing and that they got to face. Doesn't this feel like this team will be battle tested in the playoffs?
I think I like that they're not having to travel as far in their last couple weeks. So you go at Denver. You get Chicago.
Right.
Minnesota.
On a short week in Chicago.
On a short week. And then you get the Ravens at home. Like, you're not going to, like, Vegas or
and
California.
Then New York.
And then New York. Like, you've kind of gotten all those games out of the way. I think playing these games close by will actually benefit them because they can just focus on football and not the travel and all the extracurriculars of playing a team on the West Coast or on the East Coast for that matter.
All right, let's take a break here on WFRV Plus Sports. And I always love talking with you, Carson. We have some good combos, man.
100%.
Packers, Bears. We'll talk more about it on the other side. Stay with us. Welcome back into WFRV Plus Sports Night. Kyle Malzahn, Carson Fowler coming at you live, talking all things in the green and gold for this Sunday afternoon, which will pretty much
It'll be dark in Green Bay.
It'll be a night game in Green Bay. It'll
After
be
the
cold.
First quarter. Yep.
It'll be cold, but the cold doesn't matter in this one because Chicago, they play in the Windy City. It gets cold out there. Carson, what are you looking specifically in this game for when it comes to positions? Whether that's, key storylines, what is this game going to come down to?
I think I just want to see Jeff Hafley dial up the defense as much as possible and just make Caleb Williams uncomfortable. For what it's worth, I thought he did a pretty good job against Jared Goff. Now, granted, Jared Goff has been in the NFL a lot longer than Caleb Williams, so he's understood the assignment of how to pick up a blitz package and get through your first 2 reads and maybe run it to get as your third guy or throwing out of bounds, where I feel like Caleb Williams uses his legs to extend plays, which makes him a lot different than Jared Goff.
Totally.
And that makes me nervous because when Micah Parsons got to Jared Goff, he's going nowhere.
Yep.
But if Micah Parsons gets to Caleb Williams, he's a lot more mobile. So I want him to be uncomfortable every time he drops back.
And here's the thing with Caleb Williams. It's
make
not
him make an error.
But he hasn't made a lot of errors this year.
True.
He's controlled the football.
Yeah, he is. I think he has 8 pass touchdowns and 1 interception in his past 5 games.
Yeah.
He's making good decisions with the football, and he's been a good game manager. But one thing that I noticed in the Friday night matchup they had against the Eagles, Jalen Phillips was a no-show. And he has been such a vital addition to that defense, which is why I think Philly has started to look more like the Super Bowl contender they were last year.
Yep.
That's what Micah Parsons needed to be. That's what Edgerrin Cooper, Xavier McKinney, having that guy from the second level come down and disrupt the quarterback's comfort. That's what I want to see as much as possible.
Now, what I want to see, I got two things. You got to stop the run.
Yep.
They got, 200-yard rushers last week?
For the first time since 1985, one of those running backs being Walter Payton.
Jeez Louise.
It's elite company.
So you got to stop the run.
Oh, yeah.
But my thing is, in the biggest game of the season, you're going against a defense, a Bears defense that generates takeaways. Can Jordan Love just control the football? Because there's a lot of times we've seen 50-50 balls and they've worked out in his favor.
Yeah.
But then we've seen games where he's on point. You look at that second half versus the Steelers, he was making all the right throws. Now,
some of them were definitely 50-50.
Some of them were 50-50. Now, we see that quite often, but can he just find the rhythm, find his open receivers, and put the ball not in harm's way? That's what I'm looking forward to.
It's a big question mark.
Because if the Bears are running, you said it yesterday on air in your story, possessions are going to be at a premium.
Yep.
But thankfully, on the other side, the Packers can force takeaways as well. Evan Williams is playing lights out.
Yeah.
Xavier McKinney has the track record. And then you have an interesting character within Carrington Valentine, who's played pretty decent ball this year.
Absolutely.
And it just feels like at some point, a takeaway or two is going to come for Carrington Valentine.
I think so too, because I do think that although Caleb Williams' decision-making has been good, he also does make some errant throws. That's why his completion percentage is so low. His tendency to overthrow guys is definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of think the Packers are going to stick to the ground game with this one. I think they're going to try and go toe-to-toe with Chicago and throw the football when they have to, because Brisker and Byard are not going to fly with having those 50-50 balls in the air. I mean, those are going to be Chicago's balls. That sounded weird, but those 50-50 balls will not always end up in Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs' hands against a defense like the Chicago Bears.
And we haven't even mentioned this, Carson. We could see the return of Jaden Reed. I think we will see the return of Jaden Reed.
I don't think you need him in this game. I don't think you want to rush it. Who are we talking about? The other Josh Jacobs against the Vikings. It's the exact same situation.
But he's practiced the last few weeks. I think this is 2 weeks now. This is his third week of practicing. Matt LaFleur told us yesterday in the media that Jaden Reed does need to be medically cleared. He hasn't been medically cleared, but you think the expectation is that he'll play?
Expectation? I would say I think
so.
People want him to play. My thing is just, why rush it? Like,
because Matthew Golden isn't probably going to play.
But Wicks and Watson have been playing well.
Sure. But Jaden Reed provides something that Green Bay's kind of been missing in the passing game.
I agree with that. Kind of like that gadget speedster that people kind of hope Matthew Golden might be.
Yeah, and as much as I hate it, it could throw the defense off a little bit with some of those jet sweeps.
And they don't have a lot of tape on him. They wouldn't have a lot of tape on him.
Now, I mean, Jaden Reed's been there and done that. So, I mean, teams know what kind of threat he poses.
Oh,
but
for sure.
You get Jaden Reed back in the mix, and it opens up a whole nother dynamic for an offense that's been without Jaden Reed and Tucker Kraft. You get Jaden Reed back there, man. Things could get really interesting for this offense. And look, we know how good Ben Johnson is. Like, Ben Johnson is a very creative head coach. That's what he was brought to Chicago to do, is rejuvenize that team. And he's done that. And now, Matt LaFleur, you just outcoached Dan Campbell. Time to coach Ben Johnson, who, oh yeah, by the way, went on a microphone when he was hired by the Chicago Bears and said, I can't wait to beat Matt LaFleur twice in a season. It's your first meeting, Matt. Why don't you get the last laugh? It's going to be really fun to see, man. What do you think? I mean, do you think we'll see a lot of trickery with Ben Johnson?
I don't think so. I think this is a too disciplined defense that the Packers have to fall for that stuff. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen any trickery from offenses yet this year. I don't think we're going to see that this week.
All right. We'll see.
I don't know. It's just like you've got two safeties playing really well, and really the whole point of like a trick play is to trick the safety into having like a reversal, gets back to the quarterback, and then you got a guy going down the field for a long ball. Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams are not going to fall for that. But they could.
We'll see, man. All right, let's take a break. Let's wrap this thing up, and we'll be back on WFRV Plus Sports Night. Welcome back into WFRV Plus Sports Night. Kyle Malzahn. He's Carson Fowler. Carson, yesterday was a pretty big day, man. You know why?
Was your birthday?
No, my birthday's in January, bro.
Just making you laugh.
Getting close there. No, it was a pretty big day for you. You got to see Lambeau Field for the first time
in the snow.
And there's nothing like that.
Oh, funny story. We walked out of the media tunnel or whatever, whatever you want to call it, and we're like, wait a minute. What? We thought for a second there was about 15 feet of snow in the stadium.
It looked like a whiteout.
It looked like it.
Looked like a whiteout.
I like, for what it's worth, we both thought the same
100%.
thing. It was very deceiving. Ended up just being a tarp that they used to keep the field warm.
Yeah.
But that was pretty funny.
And then you walk out of Lambeau Field.
Like, oh, okay.
And when you see the snow falling down inside of that bowl, doesn't it feel like a snow globe? There's just something about it, man.
You and your snow globes, man.
I love snow globes. Fun fact about your boy Kyle Malzahn here. Growing up, I collected a lot of snow globes. So
you did.
Snow globe collection. Got probably my coolest one. My grandparents, when they retired, they went on a month-and-a-half long trip of Europe. So they went to all these different countries, and every single country they went, God bless my grandparents. Thankfully, they're still here too. Is they got a snow globe in every single country.
What was your favorite one?
Switzerland.
That checks out.
Switzerland, man. And then I got one of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and I also have an Eiffel Tower one, which are really, really cool. Stopped collecting snow globes once I got older, but if anybody's watching this, I was in the pro shop not too long ago. They did have a Lambeau Field snow globe. Thought about buying it.
Maybe it's a Christmas gift.
It was $50.
$50? Bro, for a snow globe?
Dude.
All right, that is ridiculous.
Dude.
50?
It was pretty cool.
Did it also spit out $100 bills?
They come with a Lombardi?
$50 for a snow globe is outrageous. Packers, you should be sick. That makes me sick.
It was pretty cool.
You know what? You know why they're doing that? It's because they're paying Micah Parsons $45 million. Started to jack up the prices in the pro shop.
Hey, Ed Policy, can we sign Micah Parsons? Yeah, of
course. But now the snow globes are going to be $50.
Of course, Ryan Kunikins, but we're going to jack up the snow globes at the pro shop.
They've got to be $50.
They were $30? No,
now they're
50. Now 50.
We call that Micah Parsons inflation.
Hey, speaking of birthdays, though, if you and our fellow coworker Cameron Rosaire want to get on a birthday present, January 24th.
We should do a white elephant.
January 24th is my birthday. I will be 28 years old, and no better way to bring in a new year with a snow globe. So, birthday idea for you?
Just laying some crumbs.
Just a month and a half away. All right, let's get back on track. Packers Bears, 3:25 at Lambeau Field.
Oh yeah.
The Week 16 matchup with the Packers and Bears in Chicago. By the way, that Week 16 one was a time was set by the NFL today. That game will be taking place on December 20th. It's a Saturday at 7:20. Packers Bears in prime time with a Saturday date. Going to be fun for that one. All right, prediction. I think the Packers win this one, but I don't think it's going to be what you said, quote unquote, a bloodbath. I think it's decided by like 3 points.
I think it's going to be 28-13.
Yeah, it's I think it's gonna be closer, but like I can see that. I
think the Packers defense is gonna do their job, and I think the Packers offense is gonna play.
I think it's gonna be 28-24. Pack on top.
Okay,
Pack on top.
All right, you heard it here first. You got 28-13 from me, 28-24 from Kyle Malzahn.
I gotta show you that picture of that snow globe.
You really are on the snow globe thing right now.
Yeah. Anything else you want to chit chat about?
Oh yeah, Ben Johnson taking his shirt off after they won last week.
Why hasn't Matt LaFleur done that?
Because he would never do that.
He's like, yo, dude, my eyebrows can't mess them up when I take my shirt off.
That was, but for the people watching at home, that's an Anthony Calhoun comment because he says that Matt LaFleur gets his eyebrows done.
I mean, he does.
Does he really?
Yeah, that's the joke. That's like the inside joke of like Matt always has like a fresh cut. He always has his eyebrows done.
You know what would be a cool story, actually?
What's that, buddy?
Going to his barber.
Hand can. Hand Can Barber. He's the official Packers barber. Hand Can is a local to Green Bay. And I did a story on Hand Can in 2020, right when he got that partnership with the Packers. Pretty cool dude.
That is cool.
And he has a really cool in his barber shop. He has every single player that comes through. He gets like a jersey and they sign it for him. So it's all these jerseys hung up in downtown Green Bay in his barbershop. Hand Can Barber cuts Matt LaFleur's hair. Pretty cool stuff. All right.
Real quick, want to shout out Jade Walker, special teams are on the 53 of the Bears. We played high school football together. Played at Texas A&M, former teammate of Edgerrin Cooper. Just shout out you, my guy. It'll be fun to see you at Lambeau Field.
You played at Texas A&M?
I did not play at Texas A&M. High school football together.
Okay.
He played at Texas A&M.
If you guys didn't know, Carson Fowler was actually going to play collegiate football as a kicker.
This is true.
God
had other plans for me.
Wonder if you would have a job with the Packers.
Wouldn't that be something?
Could maybe outkick some of them.
Hey, maybe another universe. Maybe.
All right. That was fun. All right, let's get out of here.
Close it out.
Thanks so much, guys, for watching Packers Bears on Sunday at Lambeau Field. Thanks so much for watching.